maculated by a profane treason. Pope St. Leo II affirmed this about his antecessor, Pope Honorius. It was tremendously difficult for him to live in a time that had a bad pope who deserved the hard words he spoke and the condemnation of the Ecumenical Council of Constantinople. You can understand how difficult those times were in which he lived. If some of you live in similar times, you should study the situation and ask St. Leo II to give you the intense fidelity to the church and to the papacy that he had. It was this fidelity that made him a saint and a pope, deemed that he had the duty and the right to use the words he did against Pope Honorius. Now, these prophetic words of Professor Plinio Correa de Oliveira given in 1965, before there was even the Novus Ordo Missae hadn't even been promulgated yet. That wouldn't have come out for another 5 years. Or actually, and 73, I guess, was probably when it became used. I kind of forget my dates right at the moment. But yeah, 1965, the council was in the middle. Everybody was optimistic. And he's commentating on this saying of the day. And it's very, very interesting what he gleans from Pope St. Leo II. Very interesting. Now, this is very good for us to meditate upon, especially during the month of the precious blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. Because during this month, we meditate upon our Lord's self-giving. During the month of the Sacred Heart, we think about the wounds of the Sacred Heart, how our Lord was hurt so much. Our Lord was hurt so much by sinners, by the impropriety, by the impiety of those around him. But during the month dedicated to the most precious blood of Jesus, we meditate upon the self-giving, that he gave every drop of blood, that he gave himself whole and entire. Not one drop of blood did he refuse to give to his people. He gave it all. And so too, we are called during this month to give it all. This month, we're called to give all to him who gave his all to us. That if we love, then we will give of ourselves. Because love is self-giving. Love is sacrifice. Love is selflessness. If we say to ourselves that I cannot give of myself, then you cannot love. For it is in giving that you receive, and it is in taking that you lose everything. If you just take, you have no love within you. Which is why our Lord says very clearly that we must give of ourselves. That there is no greater love than this, than to lay down your life for your friend. So let's meditate upon this, especially during the month dedicated to the most precious blood. And throughout the month, I think we're going to be bringing you some information about the most precious blood. I was doing some research on it because I really never had a devotion to the most precious blood of Jesus. I never really thought about it much. And I've just been reading about it, and I want to bring to you the history of this. It's very fascinating history. I want to bring to you some of the prayers dedicated to the most precious blood, because this, I think, will be a comfort during our difficult times. I think it'll be something to meditate upon during this month of July. But that's going to bring us into Fear and Trembling, our Catholic trivia game show. So if you would like to call in, all you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424. You can call now. We always take the first caller, and you could be a winner. All new prize is going to be given away during this week. So if you want to be that contestant to get a chance to win this prize, pick up the phone, dial 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424. One last time, 877-757-9424. We'll be right back with Fear and Trembling right after this.
Hello, this is Steve Gleason with your one-minute tool for Catholic evangelism. Here's the question for your non-Catholic friend. If Jesus brought 2 of the greatest Old Testament saints to meet with 3 of the greatest New Testament saints at the Mount of Transfiguration, can you say with any assurance that they were not alive, aware, and able to communicate? So here's your 3 best friendship tools for Catholic evangelism. Number 1, the Bible. Luke 9 says, quote, 2 men, Moses and Elijah, appeared in glorious splendor talking with Jesus. Did you catch that? They were talking with Jesus. That means they have cognitive capability. Secondly, heavenly friends. Those in heaven long for your prayer requests. Their intercession far exceeds your best friend's prayers here on earth. Sorry to say that. And thirdly, a pesky comeback. Well, Oral Roberts University has the prayer tower. TBN has a prayer department. Your home church probably has a prayer hotline. Well, guess what? Heaven has on-demand, pure, unselfish prayer warriors known as the Great Cloud of Witnesses. They're waiting on you.
I was raised a Catholic and went to church every Sunday faithfully. I met a boy and he was non-Catholic, so I left the church to be with him. When I was away from church, I yearned to be home. What brought me back was my longing for the Eucharist. The Eucharist fills me with the spirit that you can't find anywhere else. I have a peace when I walk through the doors of the Catholic Church, like that's where I belong.
We invite you to take another look at the Catholic Church. Visit CatholicsComeHome.org today.
Welcome to another round of fear and trembling. The Catholic Trivia Game Show that helps you work out your salvation by the seat of your pants. It's a 50-50 chance and prizes are involved. Avoid the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Call now to take your shot. 877-757-9424.
877-757-9424. That's the number to call to be a winner. All you have to do is dial 877-757-9424. We always take the first caller, and you may be asking, well, what am I calling in for exactly? Well, it's good news for you because we are playing our Catholic Trivia Game Show, Fear and Trembling. And this Catholic Trivia Game Show it's very easy to play because I'm going to explain to you the rules. I have 3 Catholic trivia questions here, and these 3 Catholic trivia questions are not going to be asked to you, so you don't even need to know any of it. If you're like, I don't know anything about Catholic trivia, well, don't worry. You don't have to know anything because I'm going to ask Tito the questions, and it's your job to tell me whether or not Tito is right or whether or not he's wrong. So even if you know nothing about these questions, you have a 50-50 chance of getting the question correct. And every right answer goes into the coffee cup of divine providence to win this week's prize. Tito, what could they win?
Thank you, Adrian. The Fear and Trembling prize for today is a book by Sophia Institute Press called The Devout Life, a modern guide to practical holiness with St. Francis de Sales. Read more at sophiainstitute.com. The mission of Sophia Institute Press is to provide substantive spiritual formation to help readers grow in holiness and in their knowledge of the Catholic faith.
Well, thank you very much, Sophia Institute Press. We love St. Francis de Sales. So if you would like a book by St. Francis de Sales or about St. Francis de Sales, make sure you call in 877-757-9424. That's the number to call, 877-757-9424. We always take the first caller, and I'm looking over at the phone lines right now. And the good news is if you call now at 877-757-9424, the good news for you is that you will be the contestant to win this week's prize, that book with Sophia Institute Press. So if you want that chance, dial now 877-757-9424, 877-757-9424. And the good news is if you're just like, Adrian, I don't know if I can be dialing numbers while I'm doing this. Well, the trick is that you put us on your speed dial. So you get that number, 877-757-9424, and you put that in your speed dial, and you say, well, I can't remember that from later. Well, the good news is you can always call in. You can always check our website, grnonline.com/CDT. There, you can find all the information about our show, including our phone number, so you can make sure you put that in your speed dial. That number, 877-757-9424. So if you can call in, and now is the time to do so. because we are giving away that prize from Sophia Institute Press about St. Francis de Sales. And if we don't have a caller, well, the good news is we'll play the game nonetheless. But the trick will be that I will just be able to put the name of whoever I want into the Coffee Cup of Divine Providence. And I'm thinking that I'm just going to pull somebody from our YouTube chats or our Facebook chats and put their names in the Coffee Cup of Divine Providence to win this week's prize. Someone who is a CDT insider. But if you want to call in and be a contestant, 877-757-9424. And that's the number, 877-757-9424. So hopefully we are able to do that. And if we are able to get that going, then we'll jump into that game and play to win that prize. And so we want to make sure that that's happening. And it looks like we have some callers coming through. And so caller number one, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Who am I speaking with?
Carrie from Luckenbach.
Carrie from Luckenbach, like Luckenbach, Texas, hanging with Waylon and the boys. That Luckenbach?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. We love country music, and we love Luckenbach, Texas. I want to go to all the places that they're just mentioned in country songs, just to say that I did it. Kind of like Amarillo by morning. I feel like just driving to Amarillo just so I can be like, I was in Amarillo by morning. But there you go.
Well, San Antonio Rose, you were there.
There you go. That's true. And I was in Galveston not that long ago too, and Galveston, oh Galveston. There you go.
We like calling.
There you go. But good morning to you, Carrie. Where are you calling from? I mean, where are you headed this morning, rather?
To the ranch and spray mesquites.
We love going out to ranches. That's something I want to do. I want to get myself some land and get some sheep, maybe some chickens.
No sheep.
A cow. No sheep?
No sheep.
No sheep. I like lamb chops, though.
No.
I like lamb chops. They're very delicious.
I am.
All right, Carrie, you're familiar with the game. You've called in before, I'm pretty sure. Are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's do it. Question number one for you, Carrie. The question on the board is, why aren't women allowed to be priests? Tito?
Well, it has all to do with tradition. And when Jesus was in the upper room at the Last Supper, he commissioned that only men would be his priests. So.
Oh. So you're saying because Jesus said so?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the word of God. Jesus God, infallible, etc.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying we should trust Jesus, is what you're saying?
Yes, and as we trust him in everything else that he has taught us in virtuous things, yes.
All right, Carrie, I guess this is a tricky question, I guess. The question on the board is, why aren't women allowed to be priests? Well, Tito seems to think it's because Christ commissioned only men on earth during the Last Supper. So what say you, Carrie? Is he right? Is he wrong? 15 seconds on the clock. What say you, Carrie from Luckenbach, Texas?
Tito's a genius. I agree with him.
He's a genius, he says. Wow. High praise. That is, in fact, correct, Carrie. That is right. Typically, if someone says trust Jesus, they are probably correct, just generally speaking. So there you go.
He is a friend of mine.
Oh, he's a friend of yours, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you too.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
And Carrie's.
There you go. All right, Carrie. Are you ready for question number 2?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, Tito.
I'm ready.
Question numero dos. What is meant by the Immaculate Conception?
What is meant by the Immaculate Conception? Well, one theory is that Mary had to be free of sin in order to give birth of Jesus. So when she was conceived, she was immaculate conceived. So saved from original sin, since we're all born with original sin and we have to get baptism to get it wiped out, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, so let me try to restate that. You saying that it's the Immaculate Conception is Mary preserved from original sin.
Yes.
From her conception.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right, Mary. All right, Carrie. That was clear as mud. I hope you are able to follow that. 15 seconds on the clock. The question on the board is, what is meant by the Immaculate Conception? Summarizing Tito's answer there, that Mary was preserved from original sin at the moment of her conception. What say you, Carrie, from Lugenbach, Texas?
Again, I say that Tito is a genius. He is correct.
Wow. Tito is a genius. Well,
Man,
there you go. That is correct. And wow, Tito, you should be. Are you paying off Carrie?
No.
Are you sending him checks?
I haven't heard this since 6th grade.
Since 6th grade? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well,
It's been downhill ever since until
Carrie,
now.
have you received Tito's checks in the mail? Is that where his paycheck's going to? Does his wife know that?
No, it's just that I admire him so much.
Oh,
There you
boy.
go. There you go.
I'm red-faced.
All right, Tito, are you ready for question number 3?
Yes.
Then let's jump into question number 3. The question on the board is, what is the law that allows only one full meal a day on certain days?
Oh, yes. This one. Oh, yeah. When Adam and Eve were kicked out of paradise, you know that they only ate, vegetables and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then they were allowed to eat because of what, Adam did. And so hence the salad law was established.
The what?
The salad law.
The salad law is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Very interesting. The salad law.
Yeah.
I would not like that law. I am not a huge fan of salads. Big settle.
Can be tasty sometimes.
I mean, being in the Garden of Eden must be great, but I'm going to be honest. Being a vegetarian, being a vegan, I ain't about that life.
I don't think you would
I
have
ain't about that
survived
life.
in paradise.
I think I may have died in paradise.
Yeah.
There you go. Another day in paradise, one might say. All right, Carrie, 15 seconds on the clock. The question is, what is the law that allows only one full meal on a day on certain days? Tito seems to think it's called the salad law. What say you, Carrie?
Oh, he has to be tricky once in a while, so I got to disagree with him here.
He's going to disagree with Tito the Tricky. That is, in fact, correct. You are right, Carrie. The answer is the law of fasting. So, yes, if fasting, you can only have one full meal a day on days of fasting. So, very good, Carrie. You're 3 for 3. And I have a feeling that I didn't need to ask Tito, that you could have got all those answers if I asked you. Is that right?
I think so, too.
Maybe not.
maybe not. I'm confident. I think you would have been able to get those answers without any help. But praise be to God, Carrie. You did great. I hope you have a blessed day on the ranch. What kind of animals do you have on your ranch?
Cattle and goats.
Cattle and goats. Okay, so if I was just to have a small ranch, let's say like an acre, maybe 2, what animals should I put on them?
Couple of goats.
A couple of goats. I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to keep that in mind because I was leaning sheep, but now you're saying goats. So I'm going to have to look into goats as an option. So
Also, you don't need a lawnmower if you have
Personality.
goats.
Sheep don't.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Goats have a personality. I don't know much about animals, so I'm going to have to learn from the ground up. But thank you very much for calling in, Carrie. I'm going to put you on hold. Stay on the line. We'll make sure we get your information. But God bless you, Carrie, and have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, and that's going to do it for the radio side. If you can join us in the after show, I'd love to have you. You can hop on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter. Did I miss anything? Odyssey, there you go. If you want to join us on any of those platforms, feel free to do so. We'd love to talk about whatever it is going on in your life. I may bring up some topics that I wanted to cover, like J.R.R. Tolkien and Disney. What did he have to say about that? Very interesting. Plus, I got a punch in the face over the weekend. I want to tell you all about that story. Pretty crazy situation. So if you want to join us in that, hop into the after show. Just join any of our social media streams and we'll tell you those stories in the after show. But if not, we'll see you back here 6 a.m. Central, 7 Eastern across the Guadalupe Radio Network. God bless you. God love you. And the most precious blood of Jesus, have mercy on us.
Thank you for joining us on Your Catholic Drive Time, where it is our pleasure to keep you informed and inspired.
Join us Monday through Friday at the same time, right here on your favorite Catholic radio station.
Don't forget to connect with us. Just go to facebook.com/Catholic Drive Time.
Again, that's facebook.com/Catholic Drive Time.
Be sure to share more than just us today. Share Jesus with everyone you meet.
Bye now, and God love you.
And we're back. Welcome back to the after show, where we let our hair down and relax a little bit. Now let's see. It did when OBS went out. I'm trying to see if we just like went off. Are we on the same chats? If you're listening, leave a chat right now because I'm trying to test this out. Because I'm trying to see, did we get kicked off of everything, or did we just restart? Kind of difficult to gauge the situation. Also, I think we got kicked off the radio too. Very interesting situation. Taylor, do you know what happened?
No idea, Adrian. No idea. But
did we get kicked off the radio?
Well, our engineer did go on our computer and reconnected to the brick. So I'm guessing so with the radio, but with the streaming, I don't know at all. Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange. So leave a comment and let us know. Did you notice anything weird happen during the show, or was everything normal for you? Let me know if you're listening and if you're following in the group chat or in the Telegram chat. Either way, let me know. Be very curious. People in the chat are saying they're still listening, and so that's good. That's good. There we go. Jeff Berger said, if you got punched in the face, Adrian, I'd hate to see the other guy. It appears you escaped unscathed. Si, senor. I did generally come out unscathed. The situation, I'll tell you that story in a second. Tease. That's the rule in radio. Never reveal the punchline. You get it? The punch line? That's good. I crack myself up. Mary says, just wondering if anyone ever sees or cares about any of my concerns, though they take twice as long to share because of my eye-hand coordination issues. And she said that she has great news. From her doctor, all her injuries, including her right radial elbow bone from my fall 2 years ago, should be healed in 6 months. Well, congratulations, Mary. I'm glad to hear you're healing well. Tito is very familiar with those kind of healings. He was in a very similar situation not too long ago.
Yes, last week was my last day of physical therapy. Yes, it still hurts, but I'm on my way. I can extend it and everything. It's not full extension. Thank you. And sure, I'm already eyeballing rugby next summer. So
no, don't do it.
I'm kidding.
Don't do it.
No way, Jose.
Yeah, I don't know if your wife would be very happy with you.
Not at all. I would be in so much trouble. No, I'm looking at a sedentary life of swimming and bicycling, so I don't have to.
And hockey?
And hockey. Oh, that would be so much fun, wouldn't it? But it's an expensive sport to participate in.
Is it?
Yeah, you have to buy the equipment.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, Tito did say at commercial break he plays golf. You did say that.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yes, but I'm not very good at it.
Taylor, grab the other mic. We have 2 mics.
Yeah.
They're trying to share mics, and I'm like, there we have more than one mic, my friend. Let's.
You can do it, Taylor.
We can all participate.
Yeah, all sports that I play in, I just play because I want to be with friends, with guys. So I really had no talent except for running, which happened by accident.
You're tall, so.
That didn't help me in basketball. I made it on the second team.
There you go.
What's second team mean? Like JV or something?
No, that means I'm not on the starting 5.
Oh, you were like on the bench.
Yes, exactly.
Not a bench warmer though, right?
No, I got to go in because I was tall.
Oh, okay.
But in Hawaii, everyone's not that tall, so I kind of.
So in Hawaii, you were a giant.
Oh.
Kind of, yeah. I remember at a basketball game that the radio announcer said, "What an historic moment for Kauai Interscholastic Federation basketball. 3 boys are there." Standing at 6 foot. First time we've had 3 6-footers in a game.
Wow. That's high school, you said?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
And we were all 6 foot. It wasn't as if 6'4", 6'8", 6'9".
Well, I stand at a towering 5'10", which is exactly the national average.
So you can follow the BMI.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. I am literally the average person that the BMI is referring to.
Taylor, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
5'9".
5'9".
Taylor, what's your BMI? Do you know how much you weigh?
Oh, I'm probably like 150, 145, 150.
Yeah, that's probably a healthy weight. 150 at 5'9". That sounds right.
You're. I know. But still, Van Ness. That's Dutch.
Yeah.
The largest average height of people in the world is the country of Netherlands, which are Dutch.
Interesting.
So I didn't get that gene then.
No.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
No, I'm sad.
So
maybe your kids will get it.
I never knew that for 30 years. Thanks for telling me.
You're welcome.
Now.
And in the Netherlands, you would be referred to as a dwarf or a midget.
No way. No way. He's joking.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
You said you're 150?
145, 150.
145, 150. That is exactly, according to BMI, a healthy weight. Congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations, my friend.
What prize do I win now?
You win a good health.
What's your average diet? What do you eat every day?
Oh, I eat terribly. I have a high metabolism.
You're just very blessed with a good metabolism.
Yeah. So
hot flavored Cheetos and what else?
Yesterday I ate a Philly cheesesteak. I had Mexican food, and then I had a large fry.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah.
We should stop calling pizza and tacos Mexican and Italian food because we popularized it around the world and we've Americanized it, so it's our food now.
You know,
we don't call hot dogs and hamburgers German anymore, do we?
I call pizza salad.
Pizza.
That's what I call pizza.
In the Fonseca household,
right?
They eat salads almost every day.
Well, talking about hot dogs.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I had to bring this up.
Go ahead. Bring up your hot dogs.
So the Nathan's hot dog.
Camera.
What?
Switch the camera over to you.
Switch your camera. See, we can all see how.
Okay.
Transition. There you are.
All right. Now go talk about your hot dogs.
Okay. Now I'll talk about my hot dogs. Nathan's has this annual hot dog eating contest.
Potentially 20 million people looking at you.
Every year. What's up? Every year. And it's on July 4th in Coney Island, New York. And I was just wondering.
When is July 4th?
It's tomorrow.
Oh, good. That's a trick question.
July 4th is on July 4th.
It's tomorrow.
But anyway, I was just wondering how many hot dogs that y'all could eat. And in the chat too, how many could y'all eat? Because for me, I think I could eat 14.
Including the bun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to.
How
That's
long?
part of the rules.
How long do I have?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I believe it's 20 minutes, I believe.
20 minutes?
That's a lot of hot dogs.
You think you can eat 14 hot dogs in 20 minutes?
I think I could.
Whew.
I think I could.
Yeah.
I think I could probably eat. I think I could probably eat a hot dog a minute, maybe.
So that's 20.
So that's 20, but I don't think I could sustain it.
Yeah.
And so I think after like 7, I would slow down really quickly. So I'm gonna say I could do 10 in 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think I could do 10.
It's not like we're eating champions.
What are the records?
I think Joey Chestnut. I mean, I think he's eaten the most, and I think it was like 50 or 60.
50 or 60?
I think so.
Wasn't it like 10 years ago, this skinny 125-pound Japanese man was champion 5 years in a row, and he would scarf 35 to 40 every year.
I forgot his first name, but his last name was Kobe. Or maybe his first name was Kobe.
Kobe Miyazawa.
I can't remember. Is that it?
No.
Okay.
No. I know a lot of Japanese.
I do not recommend anybody participate in hot dog eating contest.
No.
I think that is like the epitome of
Americanist.
Yeah, of American eating culture.
High culture.
And and it's very bad.
With
very gluttonous.
With a MAGA hat and a MAGA T-shirt on.
Yeah, it's a very gluttonous and very unattractive, quote unquote, sport. I don't know if you can call it a sport.
Well, they call playing video games a sport.
Yeah, I would rather have you play video games and participate in hot dog eating contest. So we see, okay, Joey Chestnut, 63 hot dogs.
73.
63. Mickey Sudo, 42 hot dogs. So the woman world record is 48 and a half.
And she's really small too.
In 10 minutes. This is 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, yeah.
She would eat you under the table,
moly.
Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Is she single?
I don't know.
You should ask her out.
She's she's very small though.
Why are
Yeah,
small?
it's crazy.
I don't know. That's a good question. Why a lot of the smaller people can eat so much more
Yeah.
than bigger people, but
They can eat 43. She can eat 42
Matt Stoney.
in 10 minutes.
There's another one. Matt Stoney. He's got a YouTube channel and he does eating competitions on there.
So,
In 10 minutes, I could probably do 10 in 10 minutes, I think.
what could you? What do you put on your hot dog, Taylor? Adrian?
Mustard and relish, or sauerkraut.
Mustard and sauerkraut for me.
I think probably the most hot dogs I could eat in 10 minutes, like if I was like really, really trying and I kind of starved myself beforehand, I think I could do 2 a minute. For 10 minutes, I think I could sustain 2 a minute. So I think I could do 20.
You're going up to 20 now.
Yeah, I think I could do 20 if I could. I think I could do 1 in 30 seconds.
Didn't you say you like anchovies and sriracha sauce on your hot dog?
No, don't know where you heard that from.
Anchovies on.
I thought I heard Adrian
disgusting.
say that.
Yeah,
What do you
anchovies
like
are
on your hot
nasty.
dogs, Adrian?
Chili.
Chili.
Ooh, I did.
Oh, chili and cheese.
Chili dogs. Yeah.
Chili
Go
cheese
to.
hot dogs or sauerkraut and mustard.
That's
You can't have both.
sauerkraut.
You don't. Sauerkraut's
German
German pickle, right?
Deutsch.
Gross.
It's not bad.
Uber
Chili or nothing. Yeah, no, I'm against that. No thanks.
You're against hot dogs?
Against anything other than
Well, I'll tell
chili.
you. I'll tell you this. You don't want to know how hot dogs are made. So many people have come up to me and are like, "You know how hot dogs are made?" I'm like,
Not interested.
"Yeah, I just, I like eating them. I don't need to know what they're made of."
Yeah, at least all the
In
stray animals are gone. in the area.
1991, the record was set at 21 hot dogs.
21.
Yeah.
So you were close. You could beat that guy.
21, and now it's 73?
No, it's 63.
Why does it say 73 on there?
Jeff Berger says tomorrow on CDT, Adrian versus Tyler. It's Taylor. Hot dog eating contest. All right. We're gonna have the show tomorrow.
Zoom.
Yeah,
We're gonna come in and we're gonna have hot dogs.
Who's
eating
providing the hot
contest.
dogs though? Tito can make
We'll take up a collection. If we all want, we'll go buy some hot dogs.
Sci-Fi Mike, why was Kobayashi kicked off for political reasons? Did he believe that there were only two genders? No?
Huh?
Kobayashi was the reigning champ at Nathan's Famous Hot
that's
Dogs.
it. Kobe.
Yeah, his last name was Maru.
Okay.
And he was kicked off for political reasons, according to Sci-Fi Mike on Rumble.
Interesting.
Really?
How did politics get into?
Oh, yeah, Joey
I know,
Chestnut's
it's hot dogs.
record is 75 hot dogs
75.
in
Now
10 minutes.
It's been
10 minutes.
That's crazy. 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes? That's disgusting. That is so disgusting.
It's the way
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
so gross.
No, it's the way they eat that's really disgusting though.
They dip it in a cup of water and then scarf
It's
it.
whatever they have.
Just the concept of consuming that much food in 10 minutes, this makes me hate America, to be honest. I don't even want to think about
I
it
could see
anymore.
Adrian there at the eating contest, full-on suit, maybe even a bow tie and tux.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Tito.
That would be awesome.
No, we're not. No, that'd be horrible.
A MAGA man with his belly sticking out and his shirt fluttered up next to Adrian.
That's disgusting. It makes me...
We should have a hot dog eating contest with the staff here.
No,
That's what
let's not.
Adrian was.
How about a pizza eating contest?
Okay,
Let's
see,
not have an
pizza's
eating
a little,
contest.
Pizza's a little messier though. That's the problem with pizza. It just gets everywhere.
Eating contest...
Spaghetti with lots of
No.
ragu.
No.
That would be-
Ragu.
Eating
White-
contests
white
are a
t-shirts.
disorder in relationship to food. Like
Ragu.
food is for the nourishment of man as the primary end of what food is for.
Well,
Hot dogs aren't nourishing, so that's another
And,
X.
well, kind of.
And so if you're eating for other reasons, it's not necessarily wrong. But whenever you completely devoid the proper end of a thing, then it is wrong. And so eating contests are just literally just a perverted use of food.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment.
The only
which
thing,
is-
the only
should
one
be.
I would probably get into is the chicken wing eating contest.
Chicken wing.
Yeah.
Um,
like chicken
let's see.
How many can you eat?
Sci-Fi Mike said, I've heard that you have to push the food down faster than you can swallow. Yeah, you're not even eating.
Yeah, it's
you're not even
horrible
eating.
in your digestion.
It's horrible. Yeah, no.
Yeah, one day they're going to cancel it because somebody's going to choke and die.
I'm surprised no one has really actually died, because people die from drinking too much water.
That's true.
So
isn't it televised on the Ocho, ESPN 8?
Yeah, it's on ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my roommate were watching it yesterday, like the old years.
All right, let's
Do
move
you
on
watch reruns of Nathan's famous hot dogs contest?
Let's move on.
Can we retitle the episode eating contest?
How many Bud Lights did you drink at that point?
I don't drink Bud Light. Never have, never will. Even before this whole controversy,
That's the old
I never drank
7-Up commercial.
Bud Light is nasty.
Never had it, never will.
So
So talk about hot dogs.
So anyway, I wanted to bring up this story. Maybe I'll bring it up sometime this week, though I probably won't have time. But I thought it was interesting. Maybe next time Disney comes back into the news, we can bring it back up. But why J.R.R. Tolkien felt a heartfelt loathing toward Walt Disney and his movies. J.R.R. Tolkien thought Walt Disney was a, quote, cheat and found his movies disgusting. He was determined never to let Disney touch Lord of the Rings. Why? John Ronald Reuel Tolkien was an esteemed academic and a literary master who wrote what are arguably the greatest fantasy epics of all time, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. To read his work is to suspend reality and step into a world so rich in imagination and breathtaking in detail and history that you dare to wonder and hope if Tolkien penned his stories from real memories and experiences. Those who enter Middle-earth come back irrevocably changed. Been there, done that, got the Elvish script tattoo. New Line Cinema and Peter Jackson famously adapted both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit into high fantasy adventure films in the early 2000s, decades after Tolkien's death. And there's another adaptation coming from Amazon Prime, yada, yada. We don't want to talk about that. The name Walt Disney is one of the many of us associate with fond memories of childhood. A pioneer of the American animation industry, Disney was the creator of beloved children's animation classics and characters that are cherished by kids and adults alike. Today, Walt Disney Studios, whose subsidiaries include Marvel Studios, yada yada. J.R.R. Tolkien, however, didn't think much of Walt or his creations. And we're not just speculating or working off of rumor, because Tolkien did what he did best and wrote about his feelings in a number of letters called Disney, Hopelessly Corrupted. And the overall effect of his work, quote, disgusting. Some of his movies have given me nausea. Now, why did the father of modern day fantasy feel this way about Disney's work? It all started with a couple of dwarves. The Hobbit was first published on September 21st, 1937. The story follows the exploits of a Shire-dwelling hobbit, Bilbo Baggins. Y'all know what that's about. 3 months later, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs came out. You know what that's about. And both stories center around a group of imaginary characters, dwarves. But that's where the similarity ends. According to the J.R.R. Tolkien Companion Guide, Tolkien went to see Snow White with his literary frenemy, C.S. Lewis, the author of Chronicles of Narnia. Lewis, who had seen the movie already, had some strong opinions about it. In a letter to a friend, he called Disney a poor boob and wrote that dwarves ought to be ugly, of course, but not in that way. All the terrifying bits were good, and the animals really most moving, and the use of shadows of dwarves and vultures were real genius. What might not have come of it is that the man had been educated or even brought up in a decent society. Tolkien didn't think much of the movie either. Again, the sticking point was the dwarves. I think it grated on them that he was commercializing something that they considered almost sacrosanct, said Tolkien scholar Trish Lambert, the author of the essay Snow White and Bilbo Baggins. Here you have a brash American entrepreneur who had the audacity to go in and make money off of fairy tales. A professor and scholar, Tolkien studied classical literature, history, and mythology. His own depictions of dwarves were heavily influenced by Germanic and Nordic myths, short and very stocky. He had a very clear, serious vision of what dwarves ought to be. Now, how could Disney's slapstick portrayal do anything other than vex him? Tolkien seemed to see the dwarves in Snow White as mocking some of the mythological creations sacred to him and his work, all to make a buck. In a 1964 letter to a fan, Miss J.L. Curry, he labeled Disney as simply a cheat, willing and even eager to defraud the less experienced by trickery, sufficiently legal to keep him out of jail, end quote. As a published author, Tolkien admitted that he was not innocent of the profit motives, but he said that he would never have given any proposal from Disney any consideration at all. I recognize his talent, but has always seemed to me hopelessly corrupted. Though in most of the pictures proceeding from his studios, there are admirable or charming passages, the effect of all of them to me is disgusting. Some have even given me nausea. So I think it's very interesting to see Tolkien's analysis of Walt Disney and his creation, is even, especially since it's coming out during his time, during the time when this was all coming out to begin with, not in retrospect. He's experiencing it. And he even wrote in a letter to let the Americans do what seems good to them, as long as it was possible, to veto anything from or influenced by the Disney studios. For all works, I have a heartfelt loathing. And I think it's interesting because now we see it in a much worse way, right? Those situations that we saw among Disney is so much worse today that it's almost comical to think, oh yeah, these horrible things that they were doing, like this is so much worse when they're corrupting the history and these stories in a way that promotes homosexuality, it promotes LGBT ideology, that promotes wokeism, all these different things. But even back then, it was not ideal. They were lower levels of entertainment, and I think that's perhaps a good starting point of where our problems have come. So I always used to think to myself, I don't know, I would let my kids watch the Disney Renaissance up until Tarzan. And those movies were good. Those movies are great.
Tarzan has one of the best soundtracks of all time, too.
And it's interesting you say that because Tarzan was the beginning of the end of the Disney Renaissance, because it was the first Disney movie to not be a musical.
Really?
Because none of the characters sing. They play a soundtrack of Phil Collins instead.
Yeah.
And so it's not actually a musical. And it was the beginning of the downfall of the Disney Renaissance. So very interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is why I would always say, I'll let my kids watch up until Tarzan, because then that's like the fall of the Disney Renaissance, and things started getting weird. But now thinking about it now, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just won't let my kids have any Disney whatsoever, because it's all just, it's all vulgar fun. It's all low humor. It's all lacking in its reality, and it's and when we say reality, I don't mean like obviously dwarves and hobbits don't exist, but in its realism, and it's trying to depict reality.
Well, dwarfs do, hobbits don't.
Dwarves do, but hobbits don't. What do you mean?
In their existence.
Oh, you're saying that there are people who are short.
Yeah. Well, they're called. What are they?
Dwarves.
Yeah,
right? That's dwarvism.
Is that politically correct?
I mean, it's medically accurate, but I don't know about politically correct. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are about Disney. Did you show your kids Disney, and would you, if you could go back and do it again? Jeff says, Adrian, this is a long tease to hear about you taking care of business this weekend.
Yeah, what's what I was about to say? Like, come on, let's hear the story.
All right. We got 7 minutes left, so I guess we'll tell the story.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting as you can think it is. So
you really made it out to me.
Me and some buddies got together on Saturday, and we were boxing. And so we had
who got knocked out?
I thought it was
nobody got knocked out. So no. So we had me and my buddies. I have a couple friends that are that were training in boxing, and when I was in high school, my dad put us in boxing, and then in college, I kind of started doing it on my own. Getting into it, and then I took some lessons back recently, actually like a year or two ago. I went back and started doing boxing. So a friend of mine who was training for the Golden Gloves. Now he's not. He never ended up doing it because of reasons. But so we'd get together and we'd box, and then we'd bring his brothers over and some other friends, and we were teaching them how to box. I think it's important to learn how to throw a punch and take a punch. And so we boxed, and then I fought with some of my other friends, and nobody got hurt. We were just doing it in good fun, but it was fun. We had a good time. That's what we did this weekend, and my brother helped make steaks. So we had steaks.
Ribeye.
Ribeye.
Oh, yeah.
So how many friends were there?
There was like 8 of us, I think.
So who had the second steak?
The second steak, nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody had the second steak.
Nine
Well,
steaks.
there were 9 steaks, 8 friends.
Yeah. So nobody got the second steak.
So-
My sister got the second steak.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
So the
Is she speaking to you?
was she
The one that you were,
Not right
the one
now.
that you were interviewing for a future brother-in-law.
No, of course she's speaking to me.
Okay.
But
Well, technically, currently not right now, because
well, yeah, she's not speaking to me right now because I'm
that's what
here.
That's not what you meant.
No, that's not what
okay.
I meant, because I thought she was upset with you.
No, my sister never stopped speaking to me. My family.
That was a joke.
Oh, I didn't get that. It went right
It
over
wasn't
the
a
head.
joke.
Oh,
It went
okay.
right over the head.
But anyway, so we had a good time. It was a lot of fun, and it's good. It's good. I think it's good for men to learn how to take a punch and to give a punch.
That's what I was about to say. That's really important. You got to learn how to take a punch before you can throw a punch.
Yeah. Well, the ideal is
Not to get punched.
not to get punched at all.
Exactly. No one's.
But when you do, it's good to know that you can take a punch.
There
so
are,
we
there
were
are
doing
people that do look for fights. I forgot about that. There are
Yeah,
a few
you
people.
don't want to look for fights.
Yeah, you don't want to at all.
You want to run away from fights.
Yeah, the number one tool is to be a good runner.
Right, exactly.
However, you should learn how to fight, because if you're with other people and you can run, but you have an obligation to protect your family, then sometimes you have to stay and fight in order to protect your family. Because if the saying is like, I don't need to be faster than the shark. I just need to be faster than you.
That shoe commercial, and I think it was in Africa, right?
Is that what it's from?
With the lion, I don't have to be faster than lion. I just have to be faster than you, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Same concept.
Yeah.
And so if you're in a situation where you're getting attacked by somebody, well, you might be able to get away, but will your wife, will your kids be able to run away as well? Well, in that case, you may have to stay and protect your family while you let your family get away. And so for that reason, I think all men should learn how to fight, but we should not be seeking out fights.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I think in a controlled environment that's safe, and you have an understanding with your friends, like we're not trying to hurt each other. We're just trying to have fun, and we're trying to also learn. Then I think that's okay. So we fought for about 30, 45 minutes, which sounds like a really long time, but there's a lot of us, and so we kind of were cycling through.
Oh, okay.
And so we were only, I think I fought for 5 rounds, and over the course of 45 minutes. So it's,
Okay.
yeah, so it's not like back to back to back
Wow,
to back.
you're in good shape.
No.
Mayweather over here, huh?
So could not do that back to back. I would definitely throw up. But over the course of like 45 minutes, I fought 5 rounds, 2-minute rounds. So not 3-minute rounds.
Did you believe in the early 20th century they went for 70 and 80 rounds?
Yeah, it's impossible,
Well,
man. I don't know how people. That's
I
kind
don't know how they did it. And the glove, I don't know even they had gloves. If they had gloves, it was like
it's kind of a misnomer, because a round ended when you fell down. And so what they would do is, as a strategy, where they would fall down in order to catch their breath. And so that's how you get the 75 numbers of rounds.
So that's why they implemented a 3-minute round.
That's why
because it was being abused.
And they implemented countdowns as well. So you couldn't just stay on the ground and catch your breath.
So that's where the round system came in.
Yeah. So then the round system was then changed to, I think, like 14 rounds.
They should have just gotten rid of not implement the you have to stop after everybody get down. Just let them go at it still.
Oh, well, you mean rules refined over time.
You know, maybe they were very gentlemanly, so they didn't want to.
Oh, well.
I mean, they did box.
Hey, y'all looking forward to the big fight coming up?
Which one?
Musk versus Zuckerberg.
You know, we should talk about that, actually. That's a very interesting.
You know, I definitely have Musk in that.
I think Zuckerberg would win.
Oh, really?
I'm not a Zuckerberg fan.
But you think Zuckerberg would win?
Because he does take MMA lessons.
He does.
Yeah. However.
Oh, okay, never mind.
However.
Oh, that's MMA.
Elon Musk is much larger than Zuckerberg.
He is.
He's like 4 inches taller and like
heavier,
60 pounds heavier. So the weight advantage is massive.
Well, there's got to be like a contract of like the weigh-in and stuff too. So he's going to lose a lot of weight.
No way. He's not going to agree to it. He won't agree to it. It's going to be like, we're going to fight each one of us are going to fight at our primes. That's what it's going to be. I mean,
somebody just got to teach Musk, hold on to him and beat him to a pulp. Don't let him get
you would
out
be
of his
surprised.
grasp.
Yeah, true.
You'd be surprised by how much, if someone is like a good fighter and someone is a really good fighter, but the good fighter is just significantly larger, like it changes everything. There's a reason why boxers have weight classes, and all these places have weight classes. So I think Tito's right about Zuckerberg probably being the better fighter. I think that's probably true, but I think Musk's size advantage will help him. But we should talk about this, not in terms of like about who would win, but in terms of like the political implications of all this. All right, guys. Hopefully I didn't disappoint y'all with the story. Wasn't as interesting as I was making it out to sound. But God bless you guys. We love y'all. We'll see you back kind of tomorrow. We have a show tomorrow, but it's a pre-record. We'll see how it goes for the online stuff. We'll be right back.
Thank you for joining us on Your Catholic Drive Time, where it is our pleasure to keep you informed and inspired.
Join us Monday through Friday at the same time, right here on your favorite Catholic radio station.
Don't forget to connect with us. Just go to facebook.com/Catholic Drive Time.
Again, that's facebook.com/Catholic Drive Time.
Be sure to share more than just us today. Share Jesus with everyone you meet.
Bye now, and God love you.